Any relationship will flourish when there is compassion, peace, joy, and love in that relationship. And these things, these constructs, these energies do not have to wait for something to happen to be created. These have to be created by us. Yes, every person in the relationship has to bring in compassion, has to bring in peace, has to bring in joy, has to bring in love. You don't have to wait for the other person to provide it into the relationship. And this has become one of the big problems in our relationships in modern world these days, that we wait for the other person to bring these energies in without really doing it first. If you want it, give it first. Like they say about respect also. And by the way, when you bring a lot of compassion, peace, joy, and love into relationships, you will automatically bring in respect as a sum total. And how do you create these? Here are 6 statements that you can work with, which are very, very powerful. First one, and you should consistently be there with this statement. I see and appreciate all the little things that you do. Now, if you have to use this statement, you have to be observant, because without observing the other person doing those small little things, you will not be able to do this. And remember, when you pay attention to the other person, that's one of the biggest generosities that you can have. Many times in relationships, one or both the partners are doing small little things which you just need to acknowledge. If that person would not do those things, the relationship would stall. So observe those things and call them out. And this will work both ways. One, with the statement, you will start observing more, and that will make you deeply engrossed in the relationship. And when you observe things, you will be able to play it back, playing out the gratitude that you need to your partner. And definitely this also boosts the self-esteem and the belongingness and the loyalty of the other person in the relationship. Statement number 2 for you is a question that you ask: how can I support you better in this situation? And this is when you find your partner doing anything, and this could be anything from studies to project to life situations, etc. Now, again, in all of these statements, when I refer to as the partner, this is not just the life partner. This could be your brother or sister. This could be your parents. This could be your friends. This could be a common group, interest group that you are. Many of these statements are also things that you can use at work with your colleagues. So whoever is that significant other that you're dealing with, you could use these statements there. And definitely this statement, which is, how can I support you better in this situation, is you offering genuine compassion, genuine help to the other person. Now, the other person may say, fine, I don't need any help at this point in time, but they at least know that you are available. And when you consistently stay available to others, others will have that sense of respect towards you, because they know that you're present, you're attentive, you're watching them, and they also know they have somebody to fall back on. Statement number 3 that you should use, that your feelings are valid and I am here to listen and find a logical way forward. And from the energy of that statement, you must be guessing that this statement is to be used when you are in a tight situation with someone else. You are in a situation where something possibly has gone wrong, or the other person is riled up or worked up because of something that has happened. When you say your feelings are valid, you're acknowledging the other person's emotion, no matter how mad, sad, glad, bad the other person is feeling. Whatever that person's feeling is, you are not judging the quality or the intensity of the emotion that the other person is bringing. And this one is a very compassionate statement. Many times we don't want to listen to the other person. We don't want to listen to their emotions, their situation, their context. Let's understand, everyone is trying to do their very best depending on their capability in life. So when something goes wrong, the least that we can do is acknowledge that they were making a genuine effort to whatever degree that they knew how to deal with life. So when you say your feelings are valid, you acknowledge, and then you're saying that I am here to listen and find a logical way forward. And that's an acknowledgement of how the solution needs to be. You're suggesting that let's apply a little bit of prudence, practicality to this. What this also does is it creates a cushioning, a safety mechanism in the situation, that you don't give in to emotional demands, or the other person doesn't go into emotional overtures, or either of you or both of you don't end up doing overcompensation because of guilt or feeling bad in the situation. Apply logic, work, and move forward. And like I keep saying, it's not just about saying these statements, it's about working through with that statement with that same level of intent, clarity, and accountability. The fourth statement that you must use in relationships is, I value and cherish the bond that we share. So in one of the earlier statements, when I had said, I see and appreciate all the little things that you do, and that was about the other person's contribution in the relationship, here is you recognizing the bond. Now, especially when your relationship has been going on for quite a few weeks or months or years in some cases, it's important sometimes to just step back and take a look at the energy that you share with the other person, with that friend, with that spouse, or with the sibling, or with parents, or whoever you're connected with, or work colleagues, and simply just say, I value and cherish the bond that we share. And then you can reinforce the commitment to keep on working on that relationship or continue to contribute. The fifth statement, and if you have made a mistake, quickly own it up. Or if you see that something that you did was misunderstood by the other person, you simply begin by saying, I'm sorry if I hurt you. Let's work through this together. So the first thing is you quickly were owning up the challenge in that situation. And the second part is you're affirming that you are going to work on this together. And not that you're going to again take some thought out or one-sided decision to correct the situation from your perspective. Brings a lot of comfort, brings a lot of connectedness into the situation with the other person. And the last and a very beautiful statement that you need to be using, and this is something you should use generously with others. And this is about your life. Whenever you see others being even present a little bit in your life, you should quickly acknowledge them and say, thank you for being a part of my journey. It means so much to me. And this one is about pure gratitude about what others do for you, and how others contribute to your life and how your life has improved. And it also tells others what are they doing well while they're contributing to somebody else in their life. Now, one very important thing that I want you to remember, while I have said these statements, and these are in so many words, when you're beginning to work on your relationship, you use exactly these statements. But many times in relationships, you don't need to use these statements. You simply display the energy, the intent, the clarity of these statements through your actions. And especially if your relationship is fairly old, or it's a fairly mature relationship where the other person doesn't need to always see the language, you can simply just be there and do it, like supporting other person in the situation. Instead of just asking this question, find out what can you do and work with them. Or instead of thanking the other person for always being there, you do some gesture, or cook for them, take care of them, or do something in their situation, payback. So remember, when we start off, these statements are good to hold you as the guardrail, but as you progress, many of these can also be expressed in nonverbals, the intent and clarity of actions that you take in your relationship. Wish you all a wonderful relationship with every single person that you're connected with, spouses, siblings, parents, work, everywhere.